guys, this is Stephanie with House of Fritz, and I'm so excited that you're here today. I have a really cool project, and I can't wait to show it to you guys. I hope you guys give it a try as well. I'm going to make these little village houses, and I'm going to use the transfer book Partridge Lane from IOD, Iron Orchid Designs, and I saw Sammie do this. She is one of the creators with IOD, and when they released this new product, she did a tutorial showing you how to use the new transfer book Partridge Lane, and I just fell in love with these little village houses, and so I thought I'd take a try at it. My husband and I we live in a neighborhood that is only a few years old, but they're working on a new section of it, and so there is a bunch of building going on. So we ran over, and in the scrap bin of a house that's being built, we grabbed a few 2x4s. And of course, we cut them down and sanded the edges as smooth as we could. And we made these little wooden houses. And so they've actually been sitting in my garage for a month, and I have now found the time to get this done. But I took some Dixie Belle Silk Paint in the color Anchor, and then this is Dixie Belle Silk Paint in the color Fiery. And then I will use a couple of other colors, lighter colors of paint as well. But these two are the all-in-one paint, so I will not have to seal them before I put a transfer on them, which is really cool. So whenever I am going to use transfers, I do try to, plan it out to where I don't have as many steps. But the other two colors, I had started painting, and then I let them dry overnight, and it started bleeding. And so you can see that kind of the tannins in the wood were coming through. So I chose to get out my Bonding Boss by Dixie Belle, and am painting a couple of more of the little cutout houses. And then I did go over the other ones that I had already painted, and then repainted them so that I could cover up the bleeding. And then this Bonding Boss is really good to block the any type of stains or anything that might come through paint. Normally this will block it and kind of keep it in. And so I put a coat of this on several more of these houses, and then I will paint them as well. I did on two of the colors, I chose to use my Debi's DIY. One of them's a cottage color. I think it was Haint blue, and then, which is this one, and then the other color is the mint chip, and it isn't an all-in-one. The Haint blue is all-in-one, but mint chip isn't, so that's the only one I did have to seal before I could put a transfer on. It just makes transfers go on easier, but all of them I let them dry for 24 hours before I did the next step on all of them anyway. So I possibly could have put the transfer on top of the mint chip as well, just because it was probably cured enough to go on. But when there's a slicker surface, the transfers go on so much easier. And so this is the mint chip that I'm painting, and I just love this color for Christmas, especially when you mix it with red or pink. So anyway, I just loved how the colors turned out, and then we are going to also do some stamping to create more texture and design on this. And like I said, Sammie did this project when the Iron Orchid Designs released this transfer book, and I've chosen some different colors, but it's still it turned out really great. And so the next step is actually stamping on the front of the houses. And so I pulled out a couple stamps that I was possibly going to use, the Waltz stamp by Iron Orchid Designs and Kindest Regards. And then I pulled out different colored inks and was just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. On the lighter colors, the red would have shown up well, and then white would show up on the darker colors. And of course, the black ink would have shown up on 3 of the color houses. But I ended up just choosing to use the Kindest Regards stamp. And I also pulled out my gold ink from Redesign, thinking that maybe the gold would show up well. And that's what I tried out first. And it did show up pretty well. And then I also wanted to try another technique. So this is Redesign's Pale Gold, I believe is the name of it. And I just ink up this stamp and give it a try just to see how it's going to look. And I do think it turned out really well. And I believe it dried a little bit better color than it did when it looked wet. And so because you kind of can't see it in the picture on the video, but it had a little bit of a green tint to it. But then when it dried, it didn't look so much that way. But I did switch to a different gold when I was finished stamping this, because I wanted to see how it would turn out as well. So this is the Redesign ink, and when you do stamping, you want to hold it in place with one hand while you rub with the other hand. And so I decided, and it does look pretty good, but I decided I was going to try the gold Moonshine metallics from Dixie Belle, and I was going to stamp with it. So I take a wet wipe and I'm trying to clean off the Redesign ink. You always want to clean off all your ink before you put your stamps away anyway, but I was about to reuse it, so I wanted to clean it so that I could put the gold paint on there. And I was a little concerned that this paint might be too sheer. It absolutely was not. It worked wonderfully. And so I just kind of paint some in the plate, the paper plate, and I used my brayer to add the paint to my stamp. And then I will do kind of the test stamp on the back of this house to see how it looks. And I do believe it turned out really good. It's a little bit wetter, and on the next ones I make sure that the brayer goes over it a little bit more to even it out. But I do put all of the other stamps on there at or all the other houses on there at some point, and stamp them, and they turned out good. The blues and the mint chip, all of them I do at once, and it worked out really well. And I do like how it definitely looks vintage using this paint with the stamp. And this is the first time I've ever used the brayer with paint on my stamps, and so I think it turned out great. Just have to get it just right, and then hold with one hand and sort of rub with your other hand. With paint, I feel like it kind of can move around and slip a little bit easier, especially with this paint that's got a seal top coat on it. So here they all are dry, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the transfers apart. And again, this is the Partridge Lane transfer book. It has all the cute little village houses in it. And I do cut this apart and decide where I want all of these. And of course, you're seeing me make 5 of them, but I made about 15 of them. I have a booth at the Painted Tree in North Richland Hills, Texas, and I will put some of these in there. And then we are about to launch my website, and so there will be a few of them on my website as well. And so when you're doing a transfer, you peel off the back paper and you put it down. And when you're putting it down, you want to make sure you are laying it where you want it, because more than likely it's going to stick to whatever, part of it at least will stick to whatever you put it on. And then you're going to use your burnishing tool and rub the transfer off onto the item that you're putting it on. And you'll gradually peel back the plastic vellum that is the carrier sheet as you do rub it, and then you'll burnish the whole thing after you peel off the plastic. So it takes some time, and you just keep rubbing rubbing it off until the whole thing's done. And of course, I've sped it up so that we can get all the details in this video. And so here it is. I pull it off, and then I just rub it with the carrier sheet to burnish it all the way on. And so then I did all of them that way. And I'm going to put some snow on the tops of the roofs and the ground. And so I chose to use Dixie Belle Dixie Mud in white. There are other colors of this, but I chose white, obviously, because snow is white. And then I have several types of glitter and crystal glass that I'm going to sprinkle on it. And when you use this Dixie Belle Mud, you want to make sure that when you rinse your tools or whatever you're using, you don't rinse it down your sink, because it is kind of a clay mud, and it can kind of get into your pipes. And so you just want to wipe it off with paper towels, and then the residual, just the tiny bits of residue, will be fine to clean. But make sure you take precautions doing that. And so I have used this before to fill in holes and different things on furniture, but I've never done it as a decorative enhancement on any of my projects. And so I thought maybe it would work, and of course it did, so that's really good. But I'm just kind of icing the top of this little house, and I'll go down on the sides and on the front a little bit. And this is of course the first one, so I'm just trying to get a feel for it. And of course the process gets quicker, or you're able to go faster whenever you get used to it. So the next ones that I end up doing will be a little bit quicker. And so I'm putting it on, to make it look like snow coming down off the roof. But I will also put a little bit down on the bottom to make it look like snow is on the ground. And I think this is super cute way to kind of add an enhancement to it. And then, like I said, I will use several types of glitter. I have some like clear, like chunkier glass shards is really what it is. Those tiny little pieces. It's a thicker kind of glitter basically. But and then I have a really, really fine powder that's iridescent. And then I have another one that's a little bit, and of course the other one is plastic. And then the last one is also plastic, but it's a little bit bigger. And so I just felt like the different textures and colors of the clear and the iridescence will make it look sparkly and pretty. And so here I'm just adding a little bit on the roof line of the transfer, and I put some on the tree. And then before it gets dry, I will sprinkle the glitter on there. Of course, always smudging. I'll have to clean up my little messes along the way so that they don't dry on there. And so I'm just sprinkling on the chunkier glass, which this one is clear, and it's a little bit harder to see in the video, but it ends up looking really pretty and sparkly. And then I use the iridescent glitters on there as well. And so of course I've skipped on to some of the other little houses and just putting the snow on the roof line there, and I'll add the glitter as well. These transfers are so cute. They're some of my favorite ones that IOD has made. This holiday season they came out with quite a few that I really liked, and a couple of them I feel like could be everyday transfers. You could possibly use them for more than just Christmas. And so if you have a chance to check them out, I would suggest it. And then their molds that they came out with were really fun to work with as well. I have them, and I don't believe I've done any videos using them, but I will coming up in the next couple of weeks. And so this is the one that's a little bit smaller, and it's the color Mint Chip by DIY. I did not have any Dixie Belle paint that was at my home in my studio and opened that was this color, but Dixie Belle does carry a color called Mint Julep, which I think would be really pretty. It might be a little bit darker, brighter, deeper color. Still bright. It would have been fun also to use. I just didn't have it with me. And here I am doing the last one, putting it on. It's like icing a cupcake, quite honestly. It was kind of a fun project to do, and kind of fun to put some on the little trees and stuff. But I want to take this time. Thank you guys so much for being here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel, especially if you love this kind of content. If you know somebody who else would like it, I would love for you to share it. And that will help my channel grow. And I just am so appreciative of that support that you give me in that way. Also, if you would drop a comment in the comment section, tell me what you think of this little project, and Tell me also some other things you'd like to see me create, or if you have any, areas of DIY that you would like some help with, just let me know, and maybe I can create a video to help you in that area. So here I am putting the glitter on these, the last roof, and I glittered them up because it helped make them super sparkly. Very, very pretty. And again, I want to give credit for this to Sammie at Kindest Designs. She made these as like one of her original creations to kind of advertise for IOD, and she did such a great job, and it inspired me to go ahead and create some too. I will link in my description the items that I used, and also her channel, and also where you can get the book of IOD transfers. And I just love how these turned out. So you guys, I'd love for you to tell me in the comments what you think, and let me know if you've created anything similar. Y'all just have a great week, and I will chat with you in the comments.